Alright everybody, well I just filled up at Costco. I've gone 1 mile since I filled up. How wonderful does that feel? You know, it's crazy. I don't know if I gotta look up the specs, but I don't know if this tank is like a lot smaller than the tank on the R6. But on the R6 I felt like, okay, 150, now I need to really start looking for a gas station. In this thing it's like 125. And I realized that this is a 900, the R6 is a 600, but when I look up my miles per gallon on this thing, I'm getting like 49 miles to the gallon. Like I'm literally getting about 50 miles to the gallon, and I don't feel like that's what I was getting in the R6. But I gotta look up the specs. But anybody out there has any opinion on that or knows the facts about that, man, drop it in the comments. I would appreciate it. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, obviously Google is seconds away, but it'd be cool to hear what somebody else has to say about that. So anyways, like I was saying earlier, you know, my yeah, I'm back to the 9, and we'll run it as long as we can. I need to get a couple extra batteries for this thing because, man, they do drain pretty quick. And then the other thing I was thinking is I think I gotta take my 1 terabyte SD card and put it in this thing if I'm gonna be running this all the time. So, and then, you know, I should be good until something else breaks or has problems, and then, you know, just reevaluate. But yeah, you know, that cruise we took the other day, that was perfect, man. And I mean, I'm sure everybody can appreciate this that rides. You kind of like, you have your core of like, you know, like the kind of like the guys you just started riding with, and that's what that was yesterday, which is awesome. Gene, when I first started riding, the first like real group ride I ever went on was with Papa Gene, and it was a memorial ride for one of their brothers that had passed, and I just shot GoPro footage, put it on a thumb drive, and gave it to him. But he was the one that initially got me into riding with the group, because before that I just rode for transportation. I'd ride with a couple buddies here and there, but never kind of like locked in with like a group to ride with. So, you know, if it wasn't for Gene, if you're watching this, if it wasn't for you, my friend, you know, I don't know. I don't even know if I ever would have met Sam if it wasn't for Gene, because Gene just got me into the community. Instead of just being a guy who rides a bike, I like wanted to be a part of the biker community. And, you know, so then I think it was funny, we were talking about it the other day. We met on this app called Tonnit. And at first, I was running Tonnit. I thought it was cool, man. You can just like throw it out there. Going on a ride to this place. Anybody want to meet up? And if anybody was on it, which on the big island in Hawaii, not a lot of people were on it. I felt like Donald Trump, like, not a lot of people. There really wasn't, but they were good people, the ones that were there. They were good people. So yeah, that's how we ended up meeting. And well, you know what? I shouldn't knock the app too much, because shit, I met my best friend through it. So I mean, I guess it ain't all that bad, but Facebook groups seem to work a lot better. There's just more people on it. So, but yeah, where was I going with that? But yeah, that's how we ended up meeting. And we did a couple rides back when Sam had his 400. Great bike. Wish he didn't sell it. It was a beautiful bike. But yeah, so he did sell it, and now he's on the R6, and he's got the goat for the motorcycle. He's got the goat, man. I think I've said it in a couple other videos. That's the bike I want, man. If I could ever, you know, that's the bike. I'm not saying that's the bike I want right now, because I'm super happy with this. But yeah, that is the bike. That's one of the guys I work with. You know, I give a lot of credit to these guys that bust ass and work two full-time jobs, man. I don't know. To me, that just seems crazy. Oh, what do we have here? Yeah, you little police officer there. Spock you later, bro. broski? Somebody called me broski today. That was so cool. I haven't used or heard that phrase in a long time, so that was... Oh, it's David. David, what's up, broski? I like it. Yeah, so speaking of the R6, David, the guy who called me broski, we're gonna try to set up a date. We were gonna try to meet up today, but I swear I'm just way too busy with all these little tiny things that I'm doing today. I've like barely even been at home. I've just been on the road all day. I've probably done at least 100 miles today, going town and back, working back again, town and back again. Dropped off some stuff for my daughter with the sweet little Mateo and Miles, so they can have some cool snacks, because they're barely leaving the house right now because of baby. But yeah, dropped them off some banana bread. Was her favorite, all-time favorite growing up, like the snack to grab at the store. Banana bread, Dad, I want banana bread. Okay. I haven't bought her banana bread in years, so that was nice to drop that off. And Miles said he really liked the peanut butter mochi, so I got him the one from Matsuyama's because it's like gritty. You know, it's not super smooth and creamy, and it doesn't have nuts in it, but it's like gritty and almost like a little saltiness to it. Oh, muy bueno. But yeah, now I'm just gotta head down south. Gotta help a friend move some stuff, man. It's now or never, so he called and I'm there. I got it. He needs it, and he needs it done now. So even though I was supposed to meet up with David today around 5, it just, if we could push that off, because that didn't have to happen today, this thing has to happen today. So, you know, if you can understand the difference. But David's hella cool, man. He said he's the one that called me broski. We'll make another, we'll plan for another day. So that sounds all good. He might be buying my R6. Now, my R6 was the cherry bike, dude. I loved that bike. I mean, it had high miles, but it was always well taken care of. Had the valves inspected twice. Never had an issue with them. But that's the one I got in the wreck with the dog. And like, for some reason, because I bought this bike, I just have had zero like energy to go rebuild it. And it probably doesn't need a lot. It needs engine cover, maybe the stator. Definitely needs a battery. Definitely needs a seat, a windscreen, a clutch lever. I think if you drain the gas and put some good gas in there, it's ready to go. Tires got about 70% life, maybe more. 70% life on them. And man, if he's gonna do the work himself, like with his boys or whatever, if he puts like 2 to 3 grand into it, a 2016 R6 for 5 grand, like that's deals, bro. Like, yeah, you got to put the work into it and stuff. If he dropped it off the shop, it'd probably guaranteed be like $3,500 worth of work. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overshooting. Maybe it'd be less. But I'd rather tell him like, oh, you can fix that super easy, and then there's a lot going on. So I might as well tell him that there's this amount of work that needs to be done to it, and then he can go from there. But if he buys it, that would honestly make me so happy, because as attached as I am to it, it's just sitting. That's all it's doing, is sitting. And so I'd love to see somebody that I know put some time and effort and love into it and see that badass bike back on the road again. That would make me so happy, and I promise you it'll make him so happy too. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off here. We're about to sit in traffic. You don't need to be here for that. I don't need to be here for that, but unfortunately I gotta be here for that. So anyways, I'm gonna turn off. I'll turn back on in a little bit, and yeah, hopefully talk to you folks later.